Okay, so let's start with the NCERT solutions of the lost child. NCERT textbook questions The Lost Child. Think about it, page number 6. Question 1. What are the things the child sees on his way to the fair? Why does he lag behind? On his way to the fair, the child sees toys, balloons of different colors, garland of gul mohor, a swing, and a snake charmer playing a flute. He gets attracted towards all these things, so he lags behind. So on visiting the fair, he started looking here and there, like the toys, balloons of different colors, a garland of gul mohor, the sweets in the sweet shop, a swing, and a snake charmer playing a flute. He was attracted and fascinated by all these things that he lagged behind his parents. They called him, but he was fascinated by all these things. And question 2. In the fair, he wants many things. What are they? Why does he move on without waiting for an answer? The child wants many things in the fair. He wants to have toys, different sweets, garland, balloons of different colors, and has a keen desire to enjoy the roundabout. He moves on without waiting for an answer because whenever he stops to see things, his parents gave him a cautionary call. Come, child, come. So, when the child was fascinated by all the things in the fair, like the sweets, toys, garland, balloons, the roundabout, his parents always gave him a cautionary call that he was lagging behind and he has to join them to move on with them, and they would not buy him those things like sweets, garlands, toys, and also would not pay for a ride in the roundabout because they thought that these things were not meant for their child. So they always called him when their child was fascinated by the things in the fair. Question: when does he realize that he has lost his way? How have his anxiety and insecurity been described? Answer: the child sees a roundabout in the fair and gets attracted to it. He wants to have a ride on it. He asks his parents for permission to enjoy it. Having no response on the part of his parents, he realizes that he has lost his way. He starts crying bitterly at once and runs here and there in search of them. So, when the child was seeing the roundabout in the fair and was attracted to it, he wants to have a ride on it. He asked his parents for permission to enjoy it, but when he got no response, then he realized that he has lost his way. Then he started crying bitterly at once and runs here and there to find his parents. Number 4. Why does the lost child lose interest in the things that he wanted earlier? The lost child loses interest in the things he wanted earlier because he got lost in the fair. He is panic stricken for being lost. Now he first wants his parents. He is afraid and feels unsafe. So the lost child loses his interest in all the things he wanted before because he got lost in the fair from his parents, and their absence is actually bothering him the most. So he was very panic stricken for being lost, and now he firstly wants his parents because he was feeling afraid and unsafe. Number 5. What do you think happens in the end? Does the child find his parents? Answer: I feel that the child finds his parents at last. The kind-hearted person must have tried his best to find his parents. On the other hand, the parents of the child must have left no stone unturned to find their child. Yes, I think that the child must have got his parents at last because the kind-hearted person who was trying to console the child would have helped him to find his parents, and also his parents have left no way left to find their children who has lost in the fair. Short answer questions, 2 marks each, about 30 to 40 words each. Question 1. How did the child react when there was no sign of his parents? The child was very innocent. He gets confused and panic-stricken on not seeing his parents. He felt lonely without his parents amid so much of crowd. The man who tries to console the child also does not achieve any success, as the boy only needs his parents and no monetary benefit. So, the child was very innocent and he was very confused and panic stricken on not seeing his parents and realizing that he has lost them. He felt very lonely without his parents because of so much crowd. And the man who tries to console the child also does not achieve any success, as the boy only needs his parents as soon as possible, not any monetary benefit like the sweets, flowers, balloons, or a ride in a roundabout. Where did the child go with his parents? What did he want there? The child went to a fair with his parents. He wanted garlands, balloons, sweets over there. He also wanted to see the snake and take a ride on the swing. The child went a fair with his parents where he wanted to buy garlands, balloons, sweets, and also wanted to see the snake charmer playing the flute to swaying the cobra, and also wanted to take a ride on the swing. Why did the lost child refuse to take his favorite things in the fair after losing his parents? The child refused to take his favorite things in the fair after he lost his parents, as he missed them and wanted to meet them only. Now he had lost interest in all his favorite things. So the child lost all his interest in the favorite things in the fair because he wanted to get back his parents, and he was very afraid in the whole crowd of the fair. Now he had lost interest in all the favorite things. He wanted to meet his parents soon and hug them tightly. Number 4. How did the mother distract the child's mind from the toy seller? The mother distracted the child's mind from the toy seller by pointing towards a flowering mustard field. He saw colorful dragonflies and staffed running after them. For distracting the child's attention, his mother told him to see the flowering mustard field, which was like pale melting gold. He also saw there the dragonflies, bees and butterflies who were moving here and there to find sweetness in the flowers of the mustard field. So he had forgotten about the toys in the toy shop. Number 5. How was the child separated from his parents? The boy was attracted to toys, balloons, sweets in the fair. He got fascinated with the flute music being played by the snake charmer. While watching the roundabout swing, he got separated from his parents. So the child was separated because of his fascination of different things like the toys, balloons, sweets, the flute music, the merry-go-round that he saw in the fair, and because of which he got separated from his parents. Number 6. What happened when the lost child reached the temple door? When the child reached the temple door, men jostled each other. The poor child struggled to thrust his way out but was knocked. He might have been trampled if he had not shouted at his highest pitch. So, when he reached the temple to find his parents there, he only saw men and women jostled each other like what happens in the crowd. All the people are in a rush and they actually push each other to go forward. So the child is a small child and he got trapped in between those men and women, and he might have got trampled also if he had not cried at his highest pitch. Who rescued the lost child? What did he offer to buy him? The man in the shrine rescued the lost child. He lifted him up in his arms and tried to soothe him. He took him to the nearest roundabout swing and offered to buy him flowers, balloons, and sheets. So, when he was crying at his highest pitched voice, a man noticed his cry and picked him up from the crowd and rescued him. He lifted him in his arms to soothe him and to make him feel safe. Then he took him to the nearest roundabout swings, offered him to buy flowers, balloons, and sheets. Parents were in a hurry to reach the fair, but the child was delaying them. How? The boy got distracted by toys which he wanted to buy, butterflies and dragonflies which he wanted to catch, and this is flowers that he wanted to gather. And out of pine innocence, he delayed his parents to reach the fair. So his parents were in a hurry to reach the fair because their only motive was to visit the fair, see it, and again come to home. But the child was fascinated by the things in the way to the fair and as well as the things in the fair. Like in the way to their fair, he got attracted to the toys in the toy shop outside the fair, and also the butterflies, the dragonflies, the mustard field attracted him, and he tried to catch the butterflies and dragonflies with his hands. He also tried to catch the flowers which were falling from the trees in the grove where they sat. What was the first reaction of the child when he realized that he's lost his parents? The child panicked when he realized he had lost his parents. He was puzzled, angry, and desperate. He cried and shouted for his parents. He ran here and there to look for his parents. So, when he came to know that he has lost his parents, he tried to find them here and there but could not find them in the fair because it was a huge fair and maybe his mother and father has gone somewhere else. So, how can that little child find them? And then he started crying. He was very puzzled, angry, and also very shocked that his parents were lost. He shouted for his parents and also ran here and there to find them. He cried at his highest pitched voice. Number 10. Why didn't the boy wait for an answer after he pleaded for sweets? The boy didn't wait for an answer after he pleaded for sweets because he knew that his parents would say that he was greedy and would refuse to buy sweets. So when the boy visiting the fair first saw the sweet shop, he tempted to have the sweets like gulab jamun, barfi, rasgulla, and also barfi was his favorite sweet. But he refused to tell his desire to his parents because he knew that his parents would tell him that he is very greedy and would refuse to buy the sweets. Number 11. What happened when the lost child entered the grove? How did he enjoy there? When the lost child entered the grove, a shower of young flowers fell upon him. He began to gather the raining petals. He heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents. He had fun-filled, splendid time in the grove. Okay, so when the child entered the grove, a shower of young flowers fell upon him. So the grove was surrounded by a flowery tree, and when he entered the grove, all the flowers from the trees fall upon him. And also he started to gather the raining flowers that were falling from the trees. Then he heard the cooing of the doves who were sitting in the branches of the flowery tree. He had a fun-filled, splendid time in the grove because he was very excited to see the flowers as well as he was very happy to listen the cooing of doves. Long answer type questions. Number 1. What changes do you notice in the behavior of the child once he is separated from his parents in the story The Lost Child? A child along with his parents had been to a fair. He was very excited and happy with the stalls of toys, sweets, the snake charmer's voice, etc. You can add here the snake charmer's music, the roundabout. He gets separated from his parents and starts crying. He runs hither and thither in search of his parents, but in vain. Since the place was overcrowded, he got real scared. He started crying as he was all alone. A kind-hearted man offers him many things, but he refuses. The child who wanted everything from the fair was now not interested in any of these things, as he only yearned to be with his parents. So, after getting separated from his parents, he was totally in shock and in despair that his parents were lost and he was unable to find them. When he firstly visited the fair, he was very happy to see the stalls and people around the fair. He was excited to buy the toys, sweets from the shops, buy garlands from the flower seller, and also was excited to listen the snake charmer's music. He also wanted to ride in the roundabout, but his parents refused for everything, so he never tried to tell them. But when he got lost and he was running here and there, and a man picked him up from the crowd and offered him those things, then he refused to accept all those things that was one rejected by his parents. So we can see that for every child, parents are the most important and most valuable. So the child has lost his parents, and he has also lost his interest in his whole life. Number 2, compare the attitude of the child before and after his separation from his parents. Before separation, the child was very happy and excited at the fair. He was fascinated with all the things that were displayed at the stall. He wanted to have all the things like his favorite toys, sweets, flowers, etc. He also wanted to go for a ride. But after separation, the boy just wanted to be with his parents. He was not interested in any of those things which he kept longing to have from the stalls. In the absence of his parents, these things did not give him any satisfaction. So in the earlier question, we have already discussed about a part of this question. So continued with that part. Before separation, the child was very happy. Although he got rejected by his parents of buying different kinds of things, but he was happy that his parents are with him. But after separation, when he came to know that his parents were not with him, he was very tensed and in very despair that he lost interest in the exciting things of the fair which he once wanted to buy and have fun. He lost his interest in his life to live, because without parents we don't have any reason to live actually. Parents are everything in our life. Number 3, how did the man who found the little boy in the fair try to soothe him? The man who found the little boy in the fair tried every possible way to soothe him. He took him to a roundabout swing, then offered a horse ride, tried to make him listen to the snake charmer's song, and offered him a balloon, as he thought that this would distract his mind. But in vain. He offered him flowers and sweets, but the child kept crying. The child could not be distracted by any of the things at the fair, as he longed to be with his parents. So the man who picked him up from the crowd tried every possible way to make him feel safe with the man. The man took him to the roundabout for a horse ride. Then he took him to listen the snake charmer's song, offered him balloons, and to distract him, he offered him a garland of flowers also. And lastly, he wanted to buy him some sweets to make him feel some relief, because he was crying too much. The child was not distracted by any of the things at the fair, and he only longed to meet his parents. Number 4, how do you know that the lost child was nature lover? The child was attracted to the nature's little aspects because of his innocence. When his mother diverted his attention towards the master field, he saw the flowers which were in the nascent stage and flowering. The flowers of the field were pale like melting gold. He then saw a group of dragonflies which were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings. intercepting the flight of lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. The child wanted to catch those this, but they went away fluttering and flapping. He also got attracted to the little insects and worms along the foot that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the fair. He forgot about his parents and began to gather the raining petals in his hand. Again, when he heard the cooing of doves, he ran towards his parents shouting about them. So the lost child was actually a nature lover, and all the little aspects of nature inspired him so much that he got busy in them, forgetting his parents. When his mother diverted him towards the mustard field, he saw the flowers which were in a flowering stage. So the flowers which were in a flowering stage never looked beautiful than the flowers which are already bloomed. So he found the beauty in those flowerings, in that flowering stage of the mustard, and was very inspired by the beauty of the flowers. The flowers in the field were pale like melting gold. He then saw a group of dragonflies who were fluttering and flapping around the mustard field and trying to collect honey from the mustard fields. He also tried to catch them and play with them in the mustard fields. He also saw butterflies and bees who were also there to find sweetness in the mustard field. He also played. So after reaching the grove, a rain of flowering petals fall upon him, and he forgot about his parents and started collecting them. He also heard the sound of cooing of doves and ran after his parents to tell them about his excitement. Number 5. What all things did the child get attracted to once he entered the fair? Was he able to get all the things he desired? What happened when he made a bold request to his parents? With a wide mouth, he stared at the sight of perfume. Later, he was attracted to a garland of gulmohar and was carried away by the rainbow glory of the colored balloons. He wanted them all, but on the other hand, he also knew the answers of his parents. So he convinced himself and did not ask them for anything. Finally, he made a bold request for going on the roundabout. As he turned to get a reply, he could not find them behind him. So there are many things that attracted the child in the fair, like the garlands of gulmohar, the sweets in the sweet shop, the snake charmer's music. So he wanted all the things, but he refused to tell them to his parents because he knew the reply that they would reject him and would never buy him the things he desired. He also was attracted by the glory of rainbow colored balloons, and he knew that his parents would tell him that he is too old to play with balloons, so he rejected that desire also. So after some times, when he visited the roundabout and saw the crowd laughing and enjoying the ride, he tried to suppress his feelings, but he made a bold request that he wants to go for a ride in the roundabout. As he turned to get their reply, he could not find them behind him. Frequently asked questions on CBSE Class 9 English, The Lost Child. Who is the author of The Lost Child? The Lost Child is an interesting story written by Mulk Raj Anand. What is the importance of a parent in child's life? Children look up to their parents and consider them as their role models. They also follow and imitate their parents from a very young age. So it is necessary for parents to treat the right things to children. Yes, the role of parents is very important in a child's life. What the parents are doing, the child will imitate the same things and will try to do that. So it is the parents' duty to teach their child the proper meaning of life and about the rules and ethics one should follow in their life. The child is actually the most valuable gift that the parents ever received. So the duty of the parents is to guide their children to every possible way and to make them feel safe with them. What is a gulmohar? Gulmohar is a tree with scarlet or orange flowers and feathery pinnate leaves. It is of Madagascar descent. So I hope you have understood the question answers of your CBSE class 9 English, The Lost Child. And in this PDF you can see there are many spelling mistakes, but I have told the correct spelling, so I hope I am able to make you understand the whole lessons with the summary, question answers, word meanings and synonyms. So please write these question answers in your copy and try to learn them properly, because because I have given the line by line explanation of the whole story earlier. You can check in the playlists also. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section, or you can mail me in my personal email. And if you have liked this video, then hit the like button, share it with your friends and families, and do subscribe to my channel.